citizens can raise awareness of the facts surrounding the 5th generation of wireless telecommunications technology, or 5G, and inform people who may not be aware of the serious dangers and health impacts. We have a few of those here today. We want to encourage as many people as possible to inform themselves of the characteristics of the 5G technology, the dangers and the impacts, not just to the human being, but to all biological life, the trees, the bees, our insects, birds, etc. What we're experiencing today is a juggernaut of unchecked wireless expansion. In June of 2016, at an FCC press conference on 5G, excitedly referred to 5G as a game changer. Well, he's right there. And would require a massive deployment of thousands of new antennas, hundreds of billions of sensors. And with the 5G being very infrastructure intensive, it would rake in tens of billions of dollars for American industry, which would be first out of the gate in this rollout. And that's damn important, he said. He actually said, and I'm quoting him, "Stay out of the way of the technology." He stated he didn't believe in spending years finding out what 5G could or couldn't do, or let silly committees and regulators define the future, our future. I quote him again when he says, "We won't wait for the standard." Trials started in 2017. Radiation that's at today's environmental levels have repeatedly shown in humans clear and significant evidence that EMR, electromagnetic radio frequency, is causing not only cancer, but a wide array of debilitating ailments. And I'll just go through a few. Cognitive impairment, learning and memory deficits, neurological damage, miscarriage, impaired sperm function and quality, obesity, diabetes, tinnitus, alteration of heart rhythm, cardiovascular diseases. With 5G, on the cellular level, we are going to have alterations in metabolism, stem cell development, gene and protein expression, increased free radicals, oxidative stress and DNA damage. I could go on and on.
Now, some people are hypersensitive. I think that they possibly are the fortunate ones, because they recognise that their bodies can tell them that there's a problem, and they will make efforts to avoid it. But I've seen those who have not been sensitive getting very serious illnesses indeed. I know some very hypersensitive patients of mine have written to ministers about their problem, asking for help. And what they're told is that the research shows that this cannot be affecting them. And this is the answer. Now, interestingly and very importantly, the new guidelines dismiss completely evidence and significance of non-thermal effects. What they're saying is that the problem from radiation can come from heating. If there's heating of more than 1 degree, then it can be a problem. But they ignore completely the effect, the biological effect of the electromagnetic radiation. They just deny it. The IARC is the International Agency for Research in Cancer. They've classified radio frequencies as a possible human carcinogen. And their studies were not included in the recent guidelines. These guidelines, which they rely on for so long, they're full of flaws, such as the rejection of evidence due to lack of mechanistic explanation. They say this doesn't explain, we can't explain how this happens, so we reject it. Have you heard such nonsense? In reality, the information is not powerful enough. There's not enough data to prove anything. It's a rejection of the precautionary principle. Yet these studies that don't have enough data, they use them to prove that there isn't an effect. I've seen many studies over my lifetime where the actual conclusions are different to what's in the actual study paper. And of course, people who are busy, medics, doctors, and so on, they just look at the bottom line, look at the conclusions. This is how we are fraudulently misled. But the greatest flaw of all is the rejection of the non-thermal or electromagnetic effect. And despite the recommendations that more research on this be done, the guidelines have not been revised to reflect this and are still being quoted by the authorities. We all cherish our children, and insurance for children in schools. This is a very important topic. A letter was sent to the Department of Education inquiring about insurance against the effects of Wi-Fi in schools. A reply stated that boards of management of schools have responsibility for this. But the insurance companies, underwriters, will not provide insurance. It's called Exclusion 22. The response of Insurance Ireland to all of this is to ask the EPA. So things just go round in circles. One person passes the buck to somebody else. And our governments have been promoting this for some time. Since 1996, Dáil Éireann has not approved this technology. They just passed over the regulation to the industry, and this is where we are today.
Now, like I say, I'm a qualified scientist, and up to about 2 years ago, I didn't really know. I started looking into the whole question about what's going on, and then I started to find out all sorts of very interesting things. And I discovered a resolution from the Council of Europe, Resolution 1815. I've got a copy of it here in my hand. It's about 6 pages. And it talks about what's called the precautionary principle. And what the precautionary principle is about is it says that if there's a question about some form of technology, even though it may not have been proven that there is something wrong, then it shouldn't be rolled out until it's proven that everything's okay. There was a bill proposed in the Dáil in 2010 to do with mobile phone radiation. It was moved in 2010. The government fell in 2010. It was resubmitted in 2011 and was actually pulled by the proposer. Now, the proposer was a senator from Fianna Fáil called Mark Daly. The bill was pulled on the 31st of July 2011, and nothing has ever attempted to hit the statute books in Ireland since. There's a group of scientists that have been speaking about their concerns about Wi-Fi and 5G technology, and they put together a paper in 2017. I have a copy of it here in my hand. There's about 180 scientists signed up to that. There's 36 doctors, from 36 countries that signed up to that. This is their concern as well. So my take on all of this is, why have we not been informed about these risks? I'm going to repeat that. Why have we not been informed? Why does it come down to groups like this to be speaking about these risks? 2011, there was a document issued from Europe asking states to inform the public. Why doesn't anyone know about this? Why doesn't anybody know? And it's not like it's a secret that there are risks attached to it, because it isn't. It's not a secret. So why is it being proposed that this rolls out without any of us knowing about it? It's kind of a form of madness, I would say.
Yeah.
It is about the kids. It's about young women. It's about the health of future generations. The technology is amazing, but it can be done anyway. It doesn't have to be done with 5G Wi-Fi. It can be done with broadband. Fibre optic broadband can carry all the signals at least as efficiently as Wi-Fi and 5G. So it's not necessary. So why the hell is it going to be done? Thank you all very much.
So I deliberated a good deal about getting the bus up here today, and I said, what's the point? Like, why are we here? You know, what is achieved? Is there something going to be achieved today? Or are we just sort of making a very long journey for a very small return. And what came to me was that this that we fight against, this that we resist now, is the separation of people from each other. It is our isolation, because the only way that a weak minority can subdue a strong majority is to separate them. Where there's more of us, and we are stronger because we are in love. And to isolate us, this is a move to isolate human beings from each other. And so we came here today because we've been seeing faces in the virtual connection for the past year, names, and now we're putting faces to the names. So we came here for human connection, and that's actually what it's all about, to connect with one another, humans to humans. And when we are connected, we are unified, and when we are unified, we are unstoppable. It also came to me that another thing that we might achieve here today is to make a declaration of non-consent. The reason that all this happens, allow me to get a bit spiritual. We live in a free will universe, and nothing happens without our consent. But our tacit consent is implied if we say nothing. So we have to make very loud declarations of non-consent, and this is powerful because the universe reads our non-consent. And this, the powers that be, this is power, you know, and we have to, I believe that. And so this is why I wrote this poem.
For symbolic reasons, we're going to walk to the doll. We are the ones that are going to make this country aware, because our media are not going to do that. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for coming, and thank you to everyone for speaking. Cheers.
Fantastic to have such a good turnout, and as we all know, the Dáil is in recess because a general election has been called, so all of our existing TDs, the government, are on the campaign trail. That doesn't take away from the fact that we're all here in Dublin today to talk about the concerns that we have about the proposed rollout of 5G technology, and particularly the health impacts, potential impacts on kids and young women. So I just think it's very suitable that we're standing outside Dáil Éireann today on the 25th of January, having a protest on the day that people around the world are raising their concerns about this issue.
254 around the world.
254
protests.
254 protests around the world today.
40 countries. It was 254.
And this is the one in Dublin. So just again, want to congratulate you all for coming. Thank you all so much for adding your support to this. And for any of you that are in there listening, please take on board these concerns. These are real concerns. These are concerns backed by science. These are concerns that a number of people are really concerned about. So please take it on board. What we're saying is, adopt the precautionary principle. Apply it in this case. Don't make it like tobacco. Don't make it like asbestos, where down the road people are going to be sick. There is still time. Please take our word. Please act. The next incoming government is going to hear a lot about this story. So please pay heed. Thank you all again for coming. Cheers.